Now let's try this. As we go along, it's important that we stop and check to see if we're understanding or not. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video, then write down the exact picture that you see here and try to answer those three questions on the left. Based on what we just did, are you able to name a pair of same side interior, alternate interior, and corresponding angles? Once you're done with that, hit play on the video again and let's see how you did. Okay, and here's the answers. So if you haven't paused the video yet, pause now, pause now. All right, so for same side interior, there's a couple different pairs that would have worked. We could have had 3 and 6, oops, 3 and 6, or we could have had 4 and 5. Okay, either of those would have been good. For alternate interior angles, 3 and 5, or 4 and 6. Now corresponding, there's going to be a lot more pairs. So for corresponding, 1 and 6 go together, or 3 and 7, or 2 and 5, or 4 and 8. And sometimes people have a hard time with this. Think about it like this. If I draw arrows, if I had moved these, where they would land is they would all slide 2 places over to the right. And so you can see now the arrow from 2 goes to 5, and the arrow from 4 goes to 8, um, and so on. Okay, so check your answers. And if you're struggling with this, this may be a good thing that you want to come to seminar and ask a question about. Okay, and I want to give you another opportunity to try that again here. So here's our prompt. We want to classify each pair of angles with those three vocab terms: same side interior, alternate interior, corresponding. So pause the video, try it. First one is corresponding. Second one is alternate interior. And the third one, haven't even pulled it up yet. I should pull that up. That would be, look, they're on both on the right side, same side. They're both in between the parallel lines. So that is same side interior. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, you can go ahead and abbreviate it with just those letters in class. That would be just fine. All right. So this was a do now we had in class. It'd be a good time to try it now. Let's see if we can figure out, using what we did yesterday or using what we did earlier on in this video, we can figure out those angles. So here's how we can think about this. We have the 42 degrees right up here. What we want to try to do is relate this to same side interior angles, alternate interior angles, and corresponding angles. And so angle 1 is down here, 42 is up here, and the first question is, are those same side interior, alternate interior, or corresponding? Well, 42 is not an interior angle, but these are both in the top right of their little local region. Okay, this is top right from that dot, this is top right from that dot, which means they are corresponding. And what we wrote down previously is that corresponding angles are congruent. And so what that tells us then is if they're congruent, if this one's 42, then angle 1 is also 42. Now let's try to figure out what angle 2 is. What I'd like you to notice is that this is one single line. And since this is one segment coming out of a line, we know that's what's called a linear pair. And we talked about it in class. We said a line at any one point is going to have 180 degrees. So we know that angle 2 and 42 are going to add up to 180 degrees. So all we have to do is take 180 minus 42, and that's going to tell us how many degrees are in angle 2. So let's do that real quick. That looks like it's 138 degrees. So that is angle 2.